Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's episode, I will be showing you a scene setup, how to create an environment scene, which I will be using in the next MtoA tutorial. And this series will be about instancing, using mesh, using Quixel Megascans, and instancing a geometry and to create a nice environment scene. So as you can see now, I am actually creating the geometry for the ground plane, a bit of model sculpting and modeling inside of Maya. Nothing too crazy. The cube in the center is like a human size. It's 2 meters high, 50 centimeters wide. And as you can see, I'm just adding a lot more detail to the ground floor, adding some bumps and spending my time to just create a more or less cool looking environment. Then I added a texture modifier on top to just create some subtle differences in the ground. And now I brought in the HDR, and I guess I'm just modeling some proxy geometry just to scatter that. So this is like a fern geometry. So, and I will be creating now a few more objects, this is a leaf, this will be a rock, I think. So I'm just creating proxy geometry, which I will be using in the scene setup to instance and place my objects. And after that, in the upcoming episode, I will be replacing that with higher res models. So everything needs to be in the center of the world environment, and the pivots need to be fine as well. So as you can see, modeling more objects. I have a reference as well, which is like a little forest environment, just to see what is actually lying on the ground. This guy will be a tree, a proxy tree. I think I will have different versions based on age, so I will scale them up and make them a bit more progress as they grow. Yeah, so this will be the tree trunk, which will be the center of attention, which will be in the main focus field of the framing. And just modeling a bit more objects. At this time I did not want to create a live session about it, because I tend to lose my focus on these live sessions. So now you can see I'm scattering the trees using mesh, and I'm using the genotype to create an ecosystem, adding a bit more randomization, creating an exclusion avoidance object, or I think I did paint them in the end. So as you can see now, I'll be just tweaking those values to get something more good looking. So in the beginning, I first just placed them everywhere using a distribute node and then the world on top. But in the later frames of the tutorial, I'll be actually using placer nodes to create those initial seeds, because at some point when I scatter a lot of geometry, my render times, or actually my viewport feedback, was very sluggish. So what I did in the end was using placer geometries to create those initial seeds for the world node, and then it was a lot smoother. And I ran into a few issues that I noticed later on, was that my geometry had still transformations on them, especially the trees, and they kept floating, and I did not know how to solve it. So I was using a transform in the end to move them all down. But coming to the end of the tutorial, what I did then was actually check my proxy geometries and froze all those transformations and fix the pivots. And after that, they were stuck onto the geometry. So you can see now it's getting a lot better now. So I'm kind of placing my main camera, and you can see that the center stage is more like a clearing where you can see these objects. So let's see what happens. So I'm still adding more geometry, trying to use vertex painting to clear out the center field. And in the end, I turned out to use a geometry instead. So you can see that worked now pretty good. And I think now I will start placing the other objects to the scene. Let's see. So now I'm placing the ferns, first off using the distribute and then just a random position spacing, and then I was checking the pivots, and I could still see that some of them were floating, and I was going back and forth to the geometry to see what's causing that. And at some point I noticed they had transformations on them, which I then fixed. creating different variations for this, adding those scatter IDs, switching them up. So I'm still, as you can see, they are still floating. So at some point I realized, hey, why not fix the transforms? So we're still going, scattering them. I think now it's fixed. Yeah, I think now they are properly positioned. And now I'm just creating more and more scatter objects. So this will be the little rocks, scattering it all around, and just using, at some point I think I start to switch to the placer node to actually paint where I want to see those little objects. So I got the clover flowers or clover leaves, I'm not sure exactly how it's called, and just regular leaves on the ground. So yeah, this is kind of how I set it up. I think the overall time was 3 hours with a 20 times speed up. So I spent a lot of time just to getting the scene to work. Going back and forth. So now I start placing those little logs or these little sticks, whatever they are, just to scatter the floor of the forest. You can see the framing on the right now, and based on that I was creating these placer nodes because I didn't want to have geometry behind the camera, like especially not these smaller objects, because it was just too much scattered objects, which took a while to navigate. So now you can see I'm actually painting where I want to see those weights or these seeds. And then based on those seeds, I'm actually doing the world node to instance these objects around those seeds. And this I then did for all the other objects as well. So these are the little clover leaves. And you can see now it's slowly getting somewhere. It's still the proxy geometry, which just helps me to place things a bit faster and test out renders. And you can see how actually pretty good it works now using the placer node instead. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's lots of fun to work with Mesh to create environments. It's pretty sophisticated, and especially if you have different instances of your objects, this will help you a lot to create like a randomization. Like if you have different times, like different, how you say, scales of an object. So like as it grows or gets older in time, or as it grows in time, you have different variations for that, which works pretty sweet. And yeah, so this is almost coming to an end. I'm bringing back the trees, and you can see how they are being, like, how it's shadowing the whole scene. So I was tweaking those values a bit more to not have as many trees in the background. And obviously at some point when it's all being shaded, I'm not so sure if I will be doing a night or day scene. But yeah, so you can see now this is now the final render, or not the final render, but the final proxy test render. I need to fix those intersections for sure, but this is kind of what it's looking like right now.